Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Just finished off the Shadow Temple, and do I make it? Yes, I make the jump. Fantastic. And we're going to be doing the long quest to get into the Spirit Temple. So that will be a lot of fun. Are you ready for one of the more interesting temples, Gok?
Yeah, I'm ready for your spiritual journey. You already went through your emo phase, purged the darkness from your heart, and now you are on a spiritual journey, right?
Yeah, something like that, sure. I guess that's what you could call me trying to get to Japan.
It's a spiritual journey. I must find epiphany with when I get my Japanese waifu.
I actually didn't mention this to anyone at the time because I'm still trying to like figure it out what it was. So for the most part, when I was in Japan, we went to Nara Park and they said, "Oh yeah, so in Japan, this is how you pray at a Shinto shrine." And I figured, you know what, as the old saying goes, when in Rome, right? But, difference being I'm in Japan. So I did a little prayer, and what was weird was that I actually felt something. But I don't know what it was that I felt. What?
I don't know. I don't know what. It's so funny. They were calling upon you, Sam.
Maybe. I don't know.
The spirits were trying to reach you.
I don't know. Like I said, I felt something that I couldn't really explain, and I actually enjoyed it. So it was just sort of like, I don't know what that was, what it meant. I don't know if that's actually like a religious sign or not, but, it all I know is that it happened.
Are you gonna do the bottle thing, the bottle quest, before or after the Spirit Temple?
Probably after.
Yeah, that's a good start right there.
Don't worry, it's fine. You can hit one fireball and still make the time. I'm pretty sure, anyway.
Is it possible for him to throw fireballs if he's off screen?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah.
Kind of a dick move, not gonna lie.
Basically, the fireballs always appear in the same spot anyway, so it's like a timed thing for what position he's at,
Oh boy.
Don't worry, I'll just do a few more rolls and it'll be fine. Everybody knows the fastest way to travel is to roll. And I think I went the wrong way. Yes, I did.
I think that's so too. Oh boy.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most annoying missions in the game.
Yeah, trying to get it under 1 minute.
Yeah. And you still haven't used your money for nothing.
Okay, Gok, we've been over this. What the fuck do I buy?
Buy potions.
I don't need the potions because there's plenty of shit that
It's
fills
not
you up when you need it anyway.
It's not a matter of needing. It's a matter of doing something.
But
Be
there's
a
no
good
point in doing
capitalist.
something
Help
if
the-
there's no reason to do it.
Be a good capitalist. Help the local business. Okay?
Fuck
It's a
them.
bad economy. They're struggling too.
No, we have to do what every rich person is doing now and just hoard all the money and fuck everybody else.
No, whatever every rich person is doing right now is buying jets so they can lecture us about climate change. Okay?
Yeah, go to third world countries and lecture them about how they're doing a poor job at environmentalism when basically they have to do it in order to keep afloat. Actually, that was something that I heard.
Listen, Uganda. Just gotta do better with those solar panels, okay?
Like I actually heard something about when it came to the war in Ukraine and how the UN decided to try and stop the war.
They sent a mean letter to Putin.
No, even stupider. What they decided to do is that, apparently I didn't know this, but apparently Russia is the third biggest oil producer in the world. So, and that's how they get most of their money. So what they decided to do was to put a sanction on Russia by saying that they can only send out crude oil at $60 a barrel, rather than market price, which is like $80, $90. And their theory was that if they did this, they would be able to limit the amount of money that the Russia can make, therefore limit the amount of money that they can spend on military equipment and stuff. Turns out that it completely backfired, because what ended up happening was that they just pushed it, oil buying from Russia just into the black market. So they're still selling it basically at slightly under market value, at like $75 or $80, something like that, and they're shipping it off to China and India and untracked ships that are on their last legs, kind of, so to speak. Like they could break down at any moment, so there could be a massive oil spill at any moment, and they're shipping it off to.
Turtles deserve it, okay?
And they're shipping it off to those other countries, who in turn are selling it to Europe at an inflated cost. And keep in mind, this is the same Europe that was originally buying the oil from Russia to begin with.
So now they are buying the same product at a higher price.
Same product, a higher price, and less environmentally friendly, because at any point those ships could break down, and all that oil that they're shipping out could spill into the ocean. And then there will be nobody to foot the bill, because there's no insurance, and no one's going to be like, oh yeah, that was our fault, my bad, let me clean that up.
I love how everything that Europe does for the purpose of grandstanding and virtue signaling just ends up being them cutting their noses to spite their faces.
Yeah, like how Germany had to stop buying stuff from Russia for... or no, they had to stop using nuclear power, and then they decided, oh yeah, we still need energy and shit to heat our homes, so they bought coal from Russia instead.
No, the better part, they started buying a bunch of energy from France, and about 60% of the energy produced in France, I think, is from nuclear energy.
Oh.
So basically, changed nothing. They're just being retarded for no reason. Because like the German mind cannot comprehend the idea of a middle ground. They have to go all the way for everything they do.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And then, one funny thing, like Russia also produces a bunch of natural gas.
Yeah, I do remember when they stopped buying natural gas from Russia, there were Russian streamers who were like, well, Russia just made this shit super cheap, and there was the one guy who just left his stove on live stream.
Yeah, he just let his stove on a 24-hour live stream of just to rub it in the European faces. Look how cheap we have. I can just let this thing go in for all day and not have to worry. because it's dirt cheap. So like, and then they banned his stream. Like the guy, he broke no guidelines from Twitch, but they banned his account anyway.
Yeah.
Because I guess the Europeans were offended.
Well, I think what I heard was that since the war has started, they've actually been tackling a lot of the Russian like YouTubers and streamers and stuff because they're from quote the wrong side kind of thing, or they're on the wrong side of history. So they essentially banned them to not be able to make money off of their platforms.
Oh, nonsensical. Yeah, they probably. I mean, I can understand this argument if it's something like Russia Today, which is blatantly like a propaganda arm of the Russian government. But like just random Russians who are doing nothing related to the government. Well done, YouTube.
Yeah, because from what I've heard, there were a few Russian, like I said, a few Russian YouTubers who were like, yeah, because of the war in Ukraine, YouTube has automatically revoked our AdSense privileges. So, long story short, yeah, I don't know why they would do that. Like, I get the idea that they don't want to give Russia money, but I don't see how affecting random individuals who have nothing to do with any of this is going to help with anything.
Well, it is the YouTube way. It has been that way for a long time, really.
Yeah.
They rather have they rather ban like 1,000 people and restrict 100,000 videos than solve a problem that can probably be fixed in. Well, actually, it can't probably be fixed by now because their algorithm is such a mess. It's such a patched mess. Probably there's no fixing anymore beyond just doing the whole thing all over again.
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure how the algorithm even works. I know it's gotten a little bit better because they're now advertising smaller channels. But even then, that's not saying a whole lot. Yeah.
I mean, it's the one interesting thing they've done in the past few months or so. Is that they're now occasionally I see people with like I see videos with like 50 views on my recommended. Okay, that's nice. As long as I'm not. By the way, is there by any chance? Do you know of any things like any YouTube browser extensions, for example, that can just ban certain search results from appearing certain results from my search? Because I couldn't. Because if I could bomb Canada for every instance where I got a Watch Mojo on my search results, your country would be a wasteland by now.
Is Watch Mojo Canadian? I thought that was American.
It's Canadian.
Oh,
it's like top
that's
5 on the top 5 reasons why I don't respect Canada. Watch Mojo is there.
But they make top 5 lists. How could you hate a top 5 list?
No, they make top 10 or top 20 lists. Okay. Like, listen. Listen, Sam. You just gotta thank the gods that I'm not a despot in control of any nuclear weapons. Because your nation has been testing my patience with Watch Mojo recently.
I'm sure there's something in your settings that you could be like, I don't want to see these search results, but I don't know. I never use them because I'm not that much of a pussy that I get overly offended at the fact that someone posted a video. So
no, I just don't want their videos in my search results. That's it. Like,
Then
If
don't
they
fucking
appeared-
click on them.
If they appear on my... I never click on them! Like, if they appeared on my recommendations, I could just say, don't show me this channel.
Well,
But
I don't know what's up with you because I
They
haven't
never
had
appear
a...
on my recommendations. They just appear on my search results.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm-
I've never had Watch Mojo appear on my recommendations for years now.
Then give me your computer! Let's trade! You can have my games!
No,
No,
I have
actually, you
like
can't, because they are in the external hard drive.
no, all your games are in ancient Egyptian. I don't want to fucking deal with that shit.
I actually had someone ask me if I'm learning Egyptian recently.
Are you?
Yeah, because I'm at workplace. I'm taking the time to study Japanese at my workplace nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I do, like, most of my time is spent doing the kanji, like I'm doing the Hasek method, so I'm just doing like
There, I bought something. You happy?
better. So yeah, I'm doing that. Like I'm doing the revising the kanji and trying to memorize and stuff. And a couple days ago, I was alone at workplace because the guy who usually does the same shift with me was sick, and one of the students got at my desk. They look at the thing. What is that? Mandarin, Egyptian? Like, well, Egyptian is a bit of a stretch.
Hey, it's
yeah.
it's got the funny shapes.
No, it's got some funny shapes. That's for sure. But yeah. Is that Egyptian? The funny thing is that he wasn't even joking when he asked it. Like, is that Mandarin, Egyptian?
Yeah.
Well, it would be funny if it was Egyptian, because who am I gonna talk to? Is there even anybody around to talk to chat in Egyptian?
Yeah, you go back in time.
Just find an archaeologist, an Egyptologist. Let's chat. I have to put this knowledge to use with someone.
Yeah, you go back in time and you talk to Black Cleopatra. Have you?
So she can tell me about my white privilege.
Well, no, because you're Egyptian, right? So you have to. So that means because you're from Africa, you're as black as they come. That's how Africa works.
Yeah. Does that mean the Boer are black too?
The what? The Boer?
the Boer.
I thought that's what the Boer War was. It was the British against the black tribes of that area.
No, those are the Bantu tribes of the Zulu, the Ndebele, the Xhosa.
Yeah, but it was called the Boer War, right? So
No,
that's what
The Boer are the descendants of the Dutch settlers that went to South Africa in the 1600s.
Oh, okay. I didn't look too much into it, so I just kind of assumed that. Alright. Was there anything else interesting about those wars or anything, or?
No, I know nothing about the Boer Wars.
Okay.
Go on.
No, that was basically it. I like I said, I knew nothing about the Boer War. I just thought that Boers was the country or the land or the area that they were fighting on.
No, Boer is like just the name for the ethnicity.
Okay.
How did you get here?
Walked. You know. if you're paying even the slightest bit of attention to the gameplay footage.
No, I'm talking about, like, why are we talking about the boars? Lost track of
Because
the
we were
conversation.
talking about Black Cleopatra and how
Oh, okay.
that's how Africa works. Is that if you're from there, that you're immediately black. Doesn't matter what part.
So yeah. Go back to talk to Black Cleopatra, so I have some way of using the
Egyptian, yeah.
Egyptian.
Your Egyptian Japanese you're learning.
Yes. The most elusive ethnicity, the Egyptian Japanese.
Hey, if fucking Sean Connery can be a Egyptian a Spaniard from Scotland, then it can work.
Yeah. The funniest thing about that movie is that the guy from Belgium was playing a Scottish.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that the Egyptian Spaniard in Scotland had a katana, but okay.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they explained the katana thing. It is just funny that he was also called Ramirez.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Man,
it could be possible because of the whole, like he could have been like a, from the Roman times, when they were over in Egypt, so maybe he was born in the Roman...
I don't even know if within the Roman times the name Ramirez already existed.
Look, all I know is that it's really fucking funny, alright?
Yeah, I mean, how, like, let's go back in time, see how far we have to go until we find the Ramirez. How far can we go and still find the name Ramirez?
Yeah, I don't know. Is, naming yourself after, random things, has that always been, like, the cultural thing? Because, I know that, Japan, they always name themselves after something, so to the point where it's sort of like a play on words or whatever, but, I was just curious if that's in, like, everything, like, it's always named after a flower or what have you.
I don't know. I think it's I would expect in general cultures name people after something, after, like... It's a bit too vague of a question, Sam.
I don't know, it was just like, oh yeah, this is Bibidup, and that's like a word that's never existed anywhere, and that's like a new name. I don't know, I'm just curious as to how fucking names have become names and like what distinguishes them from words. Like, what the fuck does Hagatha mean?
I don't know. Where does it come from? The name. Where's the name Hagatha come from in the first place?
I don't know.
Like,
East Europe, Asia land.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, at some point you gotta give names to things, and you gotta find ways to name people, so that the boy all the way back into Neolithic knows you're talking about him and not the dog.
What if you are talking to the dog and the boy, because they're both named the same thing?
Both named 2x2.
Exactly.
Mm.
No, it's just one of those funny things where it's like, how come the names don't really evolve with the way that languages do, you know? Because
Yeah, I mean,
the way that...
I mean, there is a lot of names that evolve simply from functions, like Smith, from the practice of smithing. Like Goldsmith, it's a name. It's also the name of a function. The person who smiths jewelry. And then there is Turner. I think Turner is also a name that comes from an occupation.
But
Names that come from plants. In Portugal, Oliveira. The name that comes from the tree, from the olive tree.
Mm.
And then
I don't know, but there's like a lot of Anglo-Saxon names like Andrew and stuff like that, where, or at least from what I think of, that like I don't know what Andrew is supposed to mean per se, you know, but you know, it's a name. It gets short form to Andy. It's and what about Ron?
it's very likely a name that morphs from something short, from like a shortening of something in the olden times. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
How Julius Caesar in Latin was Julius Caesar, and from Kaiser came Czar in Russia, Kaiser in.
See, so that's like one of the examples of like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that, and now I do. But in terms of like other names, it's like, oh, it'd be interesting to know what some of these things mean.
I think it's happening from the perspective of people around Link. They think they just see the boy teleport, like vanish out of nowhere, and then he just appears at night.
I like to think that he just stood there for the full 12 hours.
Or just like a statue while the time passed around him.
Yeah, basically. Now, theoretically, you could do this without the Lens of Truth, but, yeah, well, the problem is that you have a 50-50 chance of guessing the right chest. And you have to do it 5 times, which, by the way percentile works, that means by door number 2, you have a 25% chance, door 3, you have a 12% chance, then door 4, you have a 6% chance, and then a 3% chance at the final door to get it correct every time. So, or you could just get the Lens of Truth and just cheat.
But the receptionist doesn't have to know about that.
Yeah, just because he has a sign saying don't cheat using special goggles, that doesn't mean we can't do it. He doesn't have security cameras. They weren't invented yet.
And besides, those are not goggles.
Yeah, it's a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I also find it funny that this is the only place where you can actually look into the chest before you open it with the Lens of Truth, whereas with all other chests, you can't do it. So, I'm actually kind of curious if they... well, they obviously programmed it just for this area, but I'm just curious why it couldn't have also happened to every other chest in the game.
Chests were an illusion all along.
There's no such thing as a chest, it's just,
It's just a very advanced hologram that for some reason they have in medieval Hyrulean times.
Yeah, because it was cheaper than actually just getting a bunch of wood and just hammering a box together. And I don't know why we're here unless we're getting this one gold Skulltula. Yeah, we're getting the one gold Skulltula. Okay, sounds good. When it comes to the...
A bit too early.
Yeah. Alright, so we just have Zora's Domain that we have to get the last gold Skulltulas and the Spirit Temple. And I think that should be all of them. Fantastic.
Amazing.
And then I can get 200 rupees as my final reward. Hooray! I could buy all the bomb shoes. What was, like, did you ever buy bomb shoes in this game? Because, again, just going back to my point that if you need it, the game just gives it to you for free anyway.
Probably from finding one of the random merchants that sells it, and not exactly from the. I don't think I've ever bought them from the shop, because for most of the game you don't need them.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's but even then, it's sort of like, why the fuck are they so expensive? Especially when at the Bombchu Bowling Alley, you can technically get them for free if you win one of the games. Long story short, the Zelda economy is well beyond fucked.
Well, considering that there is money coming out of the grass, it's probably suffering from a lot of devaluing. Inflation in Hyrule is probably crazy high.
Look, everybody knows that the reason why there's rupees in the tall grass and the rocks and pots is because there are these tiny little people called Minish people that like to collect that shit and hide it.
I have yet to play Minish Cap.
I played a little bit of it. It was pretty good, although I also saw a video that said that it has literally the absolute worst fucking heart piece to collect. And it also gave a few examples of some other really shitty heart pieces to collect, and a few of them are actually from Twilight Princess. The one that I remember is the giving the Goron the hot water from the spring, where you have to travel the entire length of Hyrule to do so.
I haven't seen you around, kid.
And it's funny that the no answer is technically the correct one.
Ow.
I hate Ganondorf. I think the only reason why she's really here is because one of the connections that all the sages have is that they've all met you as a child before you meet them again as an adult.
Yeah. They have to be a member of each of the races that compose Hyrule, so.
I mean, I guess technically, but
even though our laws say that.
Anyway, what were you trying to say before you?
What kind of name is
vomited?
that? No, I was just trying to read there. To kick them, you can easily push into very heavy things.
Don't even think
including the player's mom.
I don't know. I think you need the golden gauntlets for those.
I'm using the spirit temple as a how do they get around?
Also, where's all the treasure then? If you can't get in through the small entrance and you don't have the gloves to get in through the big entrance, how the fuck do you get all the treasure? If it's not in the front door.
Yeah. If you can successfully get to the silver gauntlets,
I'll do something great for you.
Something great for you.
Oh no, child services, I need help.
Lady, are you sure that is okay? What exactly do you mean?
That's why I'm calling Child Protective Services just in case.
Are you by any chance an American school teacher?
Ah, fucking keys. God damn it.
What's the deal with American school teachers, man?
Why are there shit? Well, to be fair, the school system, the way it's set up, is just dog shit in general, so...
Oh, the whole American school teachers get involved with theirs. It's fun. It was really funny because like a bunch of really attractive women, they decided that they need to have that 13-year-old. Why?
Oh, you're talking about that. Okay.
Yeah, like, why, woman?
Because, probably because they're old cougars who can't get any guy, so...
No, like, a lot of times it's something like, some actually attractive woman in her 20s who decides for some reason she has to get on with a 14-year-old boy, and it's like, I'm sorry that.
Sadly, I will say that one of the reasons is because I think those school teachers know they can technically get away with it, because if you look at the punishment that guy teachers do when they get favors from students versus the females, the women get off real fucking easy.
It's just like okay, yeah, but if they, but then they get caught, they have to register as a sex offender, and then you can't work as a teacher anymore. Okay, honey, was that a good? Do you think that was a good decision?
If there's one thing that I've learned about a lot of modern women from how dating apps work and all that, they're not really too worried about securing anything for the future. They're just worried about the now.
High time preference.
Hmm?
High time preference. The biggest cause of women moments.
Yeah, sadly they don't really realize that they should probably do something to help out their future before they feel the clock tick. But you know, shit happens.
I find it really amusing that the Stalfos gives you a stick.
Yeah, I just took one of his ribs. It's fine.
Oh, that was some wonky hitbox right there. It went right through the diamond.
It might have been slightly before, like it went in between the diamond switch and the Great Wall. Alright, these things are kind of annoying because they follow you like a perfectly mirrored, but they only die by fire. So
and you can just use Din's fire.
yeah, you can use Din's fire, but technically this is how you solve the puzzle. There's a harder one that you have to do as an adult, but I think that one I either use Din's fire or I think you can use the fire arrows? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Watch out for the monsters.
You probably can. You probably can. You gotta give some use to the fire arrows in the game.
I mean, I would like to, but, you know, who fucking knows, right? The only Zelda that I can really think of... What? Actually, that's not true. I was about to say the only Zelda I think of where the fire arrows were useful was Majora's Mask, but were there how useful were the fire arrows in Wind Waker?
I haven't played Wind Waker in a decade, so...
Yeah, it's also been a hot minute for me, so I can't remember how useful they were outside of, like, the dungeon you get them in. Beep. Ah, come on. There you go. And I could have sworn there was another little treasure that you could get by killing all the enemies, but guess not. Oh well. I also find it kind of funny how a few times you actually have to crawl through a hole in order as young Link. Like, basically this is one of the few times where it's like absolutely mandatory. And that's just to block it off from.
I mean, it's not the most interesting thing to do in the game by far. So, I imagine they would try to not demand it so much.
I don't know. It's pretty riveting. I like it. I thought it was cool as a kid. Then again, I was also retarded, so who knows? Um, would you say that Ocarina of Time is the greatest game ever made, or would you put that under something else, like...
I think that's a very silly, that any statement about greatest games ever made is silly, regardless of the game.
Yeah, because I know that where it came from. It was from an old top 10 list from... if it wasn't Screw Attack, it was from like one of those really early day fucking game websites where they did a top 10 list, and Ocarina of Time happened to win, and then it just sort of became in the zeitgeist that, yeah, it's true. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time,
it also
best game.
happened that it also happened that for a very long time, Ocarina of Time was the game with the highest score in aggregator sites. I think it was up until Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Galaxy 2, that Ocarina of Time was the highest rated game in all those aggregators. There was to be a site called, I think, GameRankings.com that made an aggregation of scores for games, and for a long time it was Ocarina of Time as number 1.
Alright. Yeah, it's just...
I remember Metroid Prime was also for a long time number 7. Because I used to follow that site for a bit, until things really went crazy in the 2010s, where critics started giving 10s like candy.
Well, yeah, if you give a good enough blowjob, you get a 10. We all know how Gamergate started.
But like, there was a point where, for example, I think 2011, about 10 games from 2011 were in the top 100. And like, come on, I know 2011 was like kind of a good year for gaming, but it's kind of crazy. What's going on in here? So yeah, like, it has been a while since game reviewing has been a joke, because they give like publications started giving scores for weird, like giving 10s really easy. It was more based on the hype of the game and the franchise that it was a part of.
Yeah, I think the big thing that really started kicking it off that game journalism was a joke was when I forget the guy's name, but it was that controversy that happened when somebody on I think it was GameFAQs or Games or one of those things, NeoSeeker or whatever. Yeah, not GameStop, but somebody gave GameSpot. Yeah. Somebody gave a Kane and Lynch 1 a 7 out of 10, and that triggered a bit of a cease and desist against the guy, saying you better take down your review or else we're pulling our advertisements from your site.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. How people he gave? I think it was something like a 6 out of 10 that he gave.
Was it a 6? I thought it was 7. Like, it wasn't even that bad of a score. It was just like, it's meh, whatever.
Yeah, it was a 6 out of 10, I think, and I think it was from GameSpot. And the guy, the site was like a... I don't even know if there was any statement from the company that made the game, but they just had a, like, article, propaganda announcements of the game all over the website. And when the guy came up with a mid reveal, people got like, I don't know.
No, it wasn't the people that got mad. It was the
the people from the site, actually, like the people running the site got really mad.
Okay. I wasn't 100% sure if it was the management or if it was the people who actually made the game that said take this down or you're fired kind of thing. But I do remember that end result was that the guy got fired.
I think he went on to create, I don't know if it was one of the creators or to be employed by Giant Bomb. It's like another game reviewing site.
Yeah.
It's probably not a thing anymore because, I mean, what is sustaining those sites anymore? Like, because who even reads gaming reviews anymore? Like, you go to a, like, what is still keeping IGN alive?
I would imagine the ad revenue that they make and what little traffic they can cause, which is why a lot of game journalists and just journalists in general use clickbait for their titles, because, you know, they sure as shit can't do anything else.
Man, this boss is so hard. Like, you're really showing your gamer skill here.
Yeah, I got hit that one time. I might as well just pull out the hook shot and just end it all. And
no, but like, man, this boss, like, isn't this like one of the hardest bosses in like the Zelda franchise?
Yeah, you do a backflip, then you do a front slash, then you do a backflip.
Because man, I've seen people die so many times with this guy.
Yeah, and also you can trick them to breaking the column so you can get some heart. So. I could be doing a little bit better because with a front slash you can also sneak in a front stab as well, but oh well. It is what it is.
That's not as fun.
Yeah, and you do have to wait for him to swing up a shot when he loses his armor, because he'll just block your hits. But it also helps to actually do some side questing and get some heart pieces as well. Oh, fuck off! It was merely a legend that someone could travel back and forth through time. Oh, you remember when they released that?
How about I travel back? How about I travel to the future where I cook you?
Do you remember when they released that Legend of Zelda movie trailer back in like 2007?
No.
Oh, hey, you flew through the fucking wall. How mysterious. No, but what happened was that the trailer looked fucking amazing. Like, if they actually turned that into a movie, it would have actually been pretty fucking good. But it turned out it was an April Fool's joke. And
I mean, I think Zelda would be pretty nice as an animated movie.
I'll have to show you the April Fool's video, but like I said, it did look really fucking good. Yep, the noise came from the sky. Oh, there you go, Link. No, yeah, there you go.
It's okay, I can teleport!
Not only can I teleport, but even though you gave away my position, they didn't notice me. I guess that's what old age does. Oh, I can't remember what recording I mentioned this in, but I think I mentioned something about how tortoises don't have natural enemies.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, tortoises. They don't have any like natural predators.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because your audio cut out a bit.
Okay. I recently found out that it was more specifically the Galapagos tortoises that don't have natural enemies.
Yeah. Because like in the oceans, in the ocean, turtles have a lot of predators.
Most of them are man in their insistence of dumping plastic in the ocean.
The new challenge for survival of the fittest. Can you avoid choking on plastic?
Can you survive this plastic straw going in your nose?
Some people would say that if they can't survive that, they probably deserve to go extinct.
Well, considering how thin their noses are. Like, I can't imagine it'd be very, good.
Oh my!
Yeah, you can drink Pose, and apparently,
I think the
there's like
effect is random.
Yeah, the effect is random, where it will either take away some hearts, or it'll like completely restore you or heal a heart.
Yeah.
So, usually not worth it, but you know, it's an option.
It's a gamble. Link was feeling courageous that time. I'm gonna drink some ghost juice.
That's the best kind of juice.
Wow, your aim sucks.
Hey, I'm Zed targeting right now, and he's not fucking hitting. I played the game on that one.
Yeah, you're Zed targeting.
Yeah.
You dirty pop drinker.
Yeah, pop is good. I mean, it's not good for you, but it tastes good. There is a secret here. I'm not just fucking around and wasting time.
I bet the health setbacks of drinking pop is something you can talk about.
Indeed. I'm just trying to remember exactly which song you're supposed to play and in what angle. I think it's the Sun song, but I just played it not on the actual steps.
Is there any other Canadianisms I can mock you for?
There's the term
because Zed, Pop, and a boot are the only ones I know.
We do have a term called "fucking the dog," which does not mean what you think it means.
It does not mean being a white woman.
No, in fact, it literally means nothing. Yeah, so the idea is that when someone says, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?" you say, "Oh, I'm just fucking the dog." It means you're doing nothing. I don't know why that really became a thing, but the closest explanation that I heard was that the idea is that you have nothing going on, the dog has nothing going on, so you might as well fuck the dog. And apparently that's how it became a thing. The only other thing that I know about is hoser is a Canadian slang for calling someone like an asshole. But I never fucking hear anyone use that term.
Hoser, why?
Hoser?
You're an asshole, like you keep hitting people with hoses.
I don't even know why it's even hoser. It's just like, hey, hoser.
Hey, hoser?
Yeah, like, I don't understand where that came from, but, you know, it's a thing. And here's me mixing up all my fucking songs. Or no, actually I am going to the Forest Temple for some reason. Okay, cool.
I feel like taking a dump in the woods right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot. I mean, you're fertilizing the ground, so...
There's plenty of leaves to clean yourself. No?
Yeah, just to make sure they're not the poison ivy kind, or the poison oak. Oh, you fucking bitch. He's just out of range for the long shot. Don't worry, I'll get this. There we go. You hit him once and then you can get behind him. Fantastic.
Hit him once and you can shove the sword up his ass.
Now, admittedly, I don't remember what I'm trying to do here.
Trying to not get tanked by pigmen.
Well, that's an obvious, but I don't know why I'm here to begin with. What am I missing? God, I can't remember.
The love and care of a good woman.
Well, that. I mean, everyone's always missing that, but...
I gotta go back to Japan where they know my value. I don't know why I talk like you are a Texan.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's it. I'm getting the last gold Skulltula in Zora's domain. Got it. Because you do need the silver gauntlets to get it. Annoyingly enough. Yep, and I did Zelda's Lullaby wrong. Whoopsie doodles. Have you ever gotten all 100 gold Skulltulas, or did you look up what they... Oh, okay.
I've done it once. I done it once, legit. And then I did the cheat one.
Yeah, where you just go outside of Hyrule Castle. Yeah.
So that I could get something like 120 Skulltulas. Just got 120 Skulltulas. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I just gotta say the juice ain't worth the squeeze, as they say. Because 200 rupees whenever you want it in a game where money is not an issue. Yeah. Kind of a lame price.
That's why the remake should have something like for example, the magic armor and something to give you a reason to spend all that money.
Hey, do you suck really hard at the game? Well, try the hard challenge of getting everything that we've hidden. That will make it easier for you.
I like how in the animation you just see Link's legs.
Yeah, they're just slightly out. I also like how Navi can see invisible things. It's very useful. I don't have to spend that 1 millisecond to go into the pause screen to equip the Lens of Truth.
Your audio cut out, and it refuses to come back.
Well, I was quiet, but I basically just said it's nice that Navi can see invisible things.
Okay.
It's because it saves me time from having to spend the 2 seconds to open up the menu and equip the Lens of Truth.
Water, break my fall!
Yeah, of course, that was the one spot where there's a fucking high enough ground. Bastards.
Where did you think the fish go?
Where do you mean
Jabu
the fish
Jabu
go?
Where do you think Jabu Jabu go?
Oh, I just assume he died.
He froze to death.
Probably.
And the Zoras ate his carcass. No, the king ate his carcass alone.
You might say we have them, you might say we don't. And now the best part of the fucking the trading quest. We have to do not 1 but 2 timed trades. First we gotta take a frog over to Lake Helia, and then we have to go from Lake Helia to the top of Death Mountain.
Yeah, so you don't get... They have to throw 2 countdown, so you don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, bastards. I can't remember what the reason was why the frog had to be there, like, immediately. Was it because it was frozen or something?
I don't know either.
Alright. I
don't recall it, like, I usually don't read much of the, I haven't read the dialogue in years, so, like, I don't recall if they ever give a reason.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, oh, I don't read, I just make things up as I go along. That's the excuse I give.
So, sorry, I don't read English. Du sprachen Deutsch?
Apparently, if you want to learn a European language, German is like the easiest one to learn, and then it helps the most because a lot of the other languages in Europe branch off from it. So, fun fact for you.
It helps a lot when you have two Europeans. You know who to wear your ire to.
So why why specifically your ire to that?
Because they never learn. Okay? The crowds don't learn the lesson, they just change methods.
Well, that's a step in the learning process. If it doesn't work this way, obviously you have to change something around.
Yeah. No, the easiest European language is actually English. But you'll never know that.
That's very debatable.
No, it is. Trust me, it's English. I'm talking like from a purely, if English, you may not realize that, but because compared to most European languages, English has surprisingly simple grammar. It doesn't have case declensions, it doesn't have grammatical gender, it doesn't have diacritical marks, diacritical accents, like grave and acute accents. It doesn't have it's not one of the pro-drop languages where the verb is dependent on like it changes according to the pronoun. Well, to every pronoun. You have the third-person singular stuff, but that is very simple. Like is as complex as it gets for verb conjugation in English. But it's like if you go for Portuguese, for Italian, even French, although French is not a pro-drop language, they have, for example, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in Italian, and I think German too. The verb agrees with it. I know that it's a thing in Polish too. The verb agrees with the pronoun. So that's why they're called pro-drop languages. You can omit the pronoun and you understand them through the verb. And that's like a major difficulty for people who are learning those languages. So English is, by comparison, one of the easiest languages in Europe. If you want to argue that it's an European language, it is a Germanic language, but it's remarkably simple among the Germanic languages. Although you could probably make an argument for Swedish. Swedish is also very simple, but it doesn't have the wealth of material that English has.
Well, yeah. I mean, have you heard the Swedish chef talk?
I have. I heard him sing too, so...
I love the Swedish Chef and the Muppets. They're great. Jim Henson was also great.
Guts of the bird. Then I cut the head. There's probably a parody of the Swedish Chef where he's basically cooking the most gruesome, like, just killing the animals in the most gruesome way possible.
Like, is there a parody, or are you saying that there is probably?
There's probably is. There probably is.
Okay, yeah, I know that Robot Chicken did a parody of a whole bunch of Swedish chefs trying to run a kitchen, and they're burning themselves alive and shit. But, you know, I don't know, say what you want about Robot Chicken, they have a better track record than Family Guy, so...
I can say nothing about Robot Chicken, because I've never seen it.
Robot Chicken, the first few seasons were good, and then I found that they went the Family Guy route by confusing comedy with excessive amounts of violence.
Yeah.
which in and of itself is not unfunny. It's just how you do it, and the way Family Guy and Robot Chicken have been doing it, no.
I heard Family Guy and then it stopped.
Basically, they went with the Family Guy route by using excessive violence and confusing that with comedy.
Well, it's... you have that, and then you have people who confuse excessive yelling with comedy. For some reason. Loud noise. You remember like that in the have you ever watched the Anchorman?
Yes. It's been
There's
years,
there's
but
that scene where they're yelling after their boss, and then the dumb retarded guy just comes in and says loud noises.
yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, there are people who saw this scene and they didn't realize this was like
A joke, yeah.
this was a joke. Like it wasn't that loud. It wasn't. It was very much calling the attention. Like loud noises are not funny. Just because you're screaming like an ass, it doesn't make you a comedic genius. Whoever you are that is listening.
I do know that Bob's Burgers tends to do that joke pretty well, though, where the people will start yelling at each other, and it turns out it's usually over fucking nothing.
Yelling itself is not a problem. It's like, but it's a matter like it's how much you use. It's the timing. Usually like there's a bunch of I don't have any examples from. I can't think of any examples from media. I know from YouTubers, for example. There was this YouTuber called Endless Jazz. You recall Digibro?
No, I don't even recognize either of those names, but is he the guy who did these fucking updates are bullshit?
I don't recall. Digibro was the guy who was very prominent on YouTuber scene. No, any tuber scene. But,
I mean, the name sounds familiar, but I'm not putting a face to it.
Yeah, those were bygones. That is a whole nother can of worms. But yeah, at some point, I remember one of his videos, he says, like, I don't recall what was the theme, but he was talking like, it reminds me of my favorite YouTuber, Endless Jazz, an artist through and through. And that hit me. Like, that statement hit me like a truck, because I saw Endless Jazz. I saw his, what is his style of humor and artistry. And oh boy, I could not disagree more. Because Endless Jazz, like I think when it's kind of different on his videos, on the edited videos, but like when he is on live streams on podcasts, so his idea of just hard-hitting comedy, like just knee-slapping comedy, was loud noises.
Yeah.
It was just screaming his face, like screaming his ass like a retard. I remember there was a time, like before Monkey Jones went insane.
Yeah.
That he used to be in a podcast with Digibro and Endless Jazz, and I recall someone making a comment. The Monkey Jones makes an insightful joke about relevant to the topic. Silence. Endless Jazz screams for a minute. Uproarious laughter. Because like, and it probably why Monkey Jones left.
I think Monkey Jones is... Yeah, god damn it. I think Monkey Jones has been in a few podcasts. I know that he was in one with Edmund McMillan where they review horror movies. And he was also with... fuck, what was his name? Not David Cage. It was something... Rusty Cage and Emperor Lemon. And they would just shoot the shit with each other. So I didn't know about that one that you...
A podcast with Dave Cage where they just talk about how much they Dave, why your games suck? Why are you such a dickhead, you French Canadian?
It's in my nature. It just is, and also I gotta make love to Ellen Page. I don't know.
I gotta make what?
Love to Ellen Page. That guy had a weird fucking boner for her when making Beyond Two Souls. Everyone saw it.
I do like one of the funniest parts of one of his games. Like, there is a scene, I think, in Heavy Rain, where like the characters are having, I think they're having sex. I don't recall. I don't play that game, but it was in that time where they were trying to make games more mature, man, and part of it was introducing sex scenes in it. But the technology was just not up there.
Yeah, so it was like watching two dolls rub up against each other.
Yeah, like they were kissing, and it looked like they were just clacking teeth. Clacking their teeth together. It was really uncanny.
My favorite part of Heavy Rain was when the detective, not the detective, but the FBI agent is chasing after the one suspect through the Chinese market, and he fails every single QuickTime event. That's fucking funny.
Oh, that is comedy gold right there.
Also, the guy who does the 300 or 500% facial expressions.
Oh, that is the best comedy, the best entertainment that came out of those games were like, those videos.
So
yeah.
What's your opinion on the whole Legend of Zelda, Dark Souls have similar combat styles?
Is that something related to the most recent games? Because I haven't played them.
Because
I'm poor.
Well, just like when Zelda went 3D, the way that they do their combat and stuff, I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, the way that Dark Souls does it, it's a lot like how Zelda does it." And I haven't seen the video, but I've heard people like counter that point, saying that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. So I was just curious what your opinion on it was. Because I don't necessarily think, just based on the fact that he said it, it's stupid. Because I was like, oh yeah, there are some similarities, like the way that you target onto enemies and you use your weapons and stuff like that. Like, I can see the similarities, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably... just going by what you're telling me right now, it's probably a very surface level thing, comparison, because it is a combat style that has been mimicked in a lot of games since Ocarina of Time. So
yeah,
it's like just hearing you gloss over the argument right now. It does. I would have to go see the video if it goes in depth about it, because on the surface it sounds like a very superficial comparison.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but it was just sort of like, when I was playing Dark Souls, that was the thought that went through my head. It was like, oh yeah, this feels like a Legend of Zelda game if it was like really hard.
Dark Souls also has a lot of focus on... There's a lot to do also, and the combat also has a lot to do with like the kinds of movements you can perform in between heavy and light attacks, and whether you have both you're holding the weapon with both hands or not. So there is that too. and there you go.
Yeah, fucking like. At least it's nowhere near as punishing as it is in the earlier Zelda games, where you had to buy a new sword. You just have to kill the or not a new sword, a new shield. You can just kill the and you get it.
I do have to make myself silent a bit to go to the bathroom.
Okay. While Gok is peeing out a bucket of blood, let's talk about the bullshit of this fucking room, because you get a whole bunch of treasure chests and they all freeze you, and there's an invisible floor master trying to kick your ass. So that's annoying. Oh, and I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Did I get it? I don't think I got him. Oh, no, I did get him. Fantastic. Yeah, because like I said in an earlier recording of this game, you cannot power up your sword to hit all of the hands when they break apart when you do that. So, it's annoying. Alright, chest number 1. Hey, we actually got a heart. Okay, cool. And chest number 2 is a fuck you trap. God damn it, I don't even know how the hell that one even works. Bastard. And speaking of fuck you traps, it's not consistent with the other side. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, so we got the little hand there we need to do. And... do I... Okay, I did it that way. Oh yeah, it's the other side that has the treasure chest that you can hookshot to. Okay, my bad. I was getting ahead of myself. There's also a shortcut that I've never really used. In the middle on the first floor, facing the opposite side of the statue, there's a door, and if you go through the door and solve the small puzzle that's there, you can make a shortcut to this room from the very start of the dungeon. Which is useful, but, you know, it's just one of those... As a kid, I'd never done it. And I still don't do it, because there's really no need to do it. Oh, come on. You should be in the right position. Navi went over. There we go.
Well... maybe Navi likes to tease you.
Yeah, I know, she's a bitch.
Well, could be worse. At least she's not Fi.
Yeah, I haven't played Skyward Sword, but I have heard about the whole, there's a 23% chance of being able to do this nonsense that she does.
Yeah. Navi is probably, at least in all those other games I've played, the worst character in the series. Absolutely horrible companion.
Hey, all 100. Fantastic. Now we can get 100 rupees whenever we want.
And finally buy some potions, I guess.
Nah. I keep telling you, there's no need for potions. If you need health, there's always ways to get more health.
Listen, the woman has nobody else buys from her. Okay, you gotta have at least some thought about the community.
Nah, it's funny to watch people suffer.
I would agree if she was a YouTuber.
Now, the position you have to get into if you want to kill these guys is you have to make a, or you have to summon a Song of Time block and then stand on that. But
so you don't even try to use like the. You went about the worst way possible with that.
Don't worry, it's fine. I'm on a tiny little location.
You don't
here.
even try the fire arrows?
I don't think I ever have tried the fire arrows, no. Okay, I got one of them. Or did I get both of them? Nope, okay, there's still him.
He's still floating about?
Yeah.
I just use Din's fire whenever I come to this situation, like...
Yeah, I know, there's Din's fire and it's so much easier, but I want to solve the puzzle.
I wanna do it the hard way. I have to prove myself.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never live it down on the internet if you don't prove yourself. That's why I don't show gameplay footage of me playing Age of Empires 2.
Listen, if I can disappoint my parents, I can disappoint people online. Okay, I've.
And where did he go? Oh, there he is. Oop.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm just trying to see the exact position you need to get into. Whoops, there we go.
I'm pretty sure that that block only exists like that. This switch with the fire only exists in case you don't have Din's fire or fire arrows. It's only there like so that you have some option.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, fucking slippery boots. How was I so good at this as a kid? At using the hover boots.
Maybe you weren't.
Well, I used to wear them all the time, like even when I didn't need them. I was like Aaron Hansen back when I was 5 years old.
I was like Aaron Hansen, but less retarded.
I don't know, that statement is debatable, but...
I mean, I still trust 5-year-old you more than Aaron Hansen, okay?
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence. Yeah, they're not exactly in the middle, just to piss you off by that much more. Boop. And we'll have some fun with the big Goron sword, because why not? You can't use your shield against the Iron Knuckles anyway.
But killing them with a big Goron sword is the base thing to do.
Yeah, there we go. I get that extra slap in. What a wimp. He only took 3 hits. Unlike with my butter knife, it had to take like 20. I'm sure the only reason why that chest falls is so that way you can't go to the child side and hookshot your way over. Because I know that is something that you can do. I think you actually have to do that in the Master Quest version, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, to use the Mirror Shield effectively, you can't use the big Goron sword, because Link doesn't pull out the shield, even if you have the sword sheathed.
Now let's make the sun smile.
I mean, I do like the little hint that they give that it needs sunlight. I can't say it's like a bad idea for a Switch.
I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer there.
I don't know. I'm sure there was someone retarded enough who spent like 5 years trying to figure it out.
I mean, you probably you only do this after you've done it as a child, unless your sequence breaking, which probably only ever happens when you're familiar with the game. So it's if you made it to the dungeon as a kid, it's gonna be pretty obvious what you have to do. And even if it wasn't, like if you look at the sun,
your eyes hurt. Yes.
Yes, your eyes hurt in the sun. For anyone in the audience who never got taught that as a kid. Like you look at those sun blocks, like there when you're a kid, there's that block with the sun, and there is that ray of sunlight coming in. So if you can't put two and two together, you're probably too dumb to play this game.
I mean, I did tell you about the guy who was in grade 8 who couldn't figure out the staircase puzzle in the second dungeon. So
Couldn't figure out the what?
the staircase puzzle where you have to blow up all the bombs at the same time. Yeah, he could not figure that out.
Now let's kill all the mimics just to be a dick.
Well, yeah, fuck mimics. They're annoying. That's why in Dungeons and Dragons you kick every single door you come across. No, I think the right way to do mimics in Dungeons and Dragons is to either put one mimic just randomly somewhere, or you make like a colony of mimics.
I find the idea of mimics in general so stupid. Like a creature that just evolved to assume the form of a chest. So dumb.
Well, it's not so much a creature that assumes the form of a chest, it's a creature that can assume the form of any inanimate object. Because
it's still pretty dumb. So I do like the excuse on Final Fantasy 12, where the mimics are actually like just weirdly shaped creatures that happen to form the same shape as the creature that is. Where like no, the chests in the game just happen to have the same shape as the mimics when they are stationary. So like, it actually makes sense why they are. Why you'd confuse them for chests.
Ah, I was hoping that the Megaton Hammer would work. Oh well.
I do recall them.
Because on some of the things you can bomb, the hammer works.
I do recall there was this comic book where like the guy enters a room and he sees like there is a chest and a woman in chains, and then the woman says like, "Adventure, that chest is a mimic. Help me!" And then he goes to help the woman, and the woman is a mimic. So like, so I was thinking to myself, is the creator of the meme implying that women are objects?
I mean, I don't see why not. No, it's one of those things where it's when it comes to the idea of what an object is or what it could be, you start getting into like weird territories, like I know in Dungeons and Dragons, like, you're considered a humanoid, but if you're dead, your body is considered an object at that point. So, yeah, theoretically, mimics could be people, so long as they're dead.
Just dead people. Yeah, just dead people.
So does that mean they could be zombies?
Yeah, I guess the idea is that they can't make... it's probably the excuse that mimics can't make anything that has movement.
Yeah, I guess. Because it, like, ruins the illusion.
Mm-hmm. But, like, the moment they have to move, they out themselves as mimics.
So do you think these two witches were just sitting here for 7 years, just polishing up this suit of armor, or like what were they doing?
No, I think they were just having preparing for tea, and you just happened to get in the way. If you manage to move the camera into the armor, it actually shows Naboro inside.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just know that this Iron Knuckle, there's no second form, it's just the one.
It's probably just a thing that they did, just so they didn't have to create a different model for the cutscene. So they just include the. So they just include her inside to have it just use the same model in both cutscene and gameplay.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because there's no pre-rendered cutscenes for this game. It's just the models moving about.
Just the in-game models, I mean.
Yeah.
We should brainwash her again.
Oh man, these are some expert programmed AI. They know how to lead the shot. It's also a good thing they missed me.
I do quite like this boss fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a fun little fact that I forgot to mention. The statue that we had to enter into the face. You can hookshot her tits and they actually work as a pullable object. I don't know why, but it is.
I don't know why not.
That's also a fair retort.
I do find it hilarious that the two chicken-looking old women morph into one really hot young woman.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of those cases where, because apparently they're both Ganondorf's mother, apparently, somehow.
Yes. I assume their fused form is the one that they use to...
Yeah, but at the same time, it just sort of raises the question, did they have to, like, do they only age, like, does the form, when they combine, age at a different rate, or does it only age when they do form?
Probably, it's probably just like it only ages when they are fused.
Again, these are questions that Nintendo will never answer, but we need answers for.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
You're just being anal about it.
But that's the best type of analysis.
And they are being really annoying.
Yep. But thankfully she got into range at the last minute, so we're all good. I don't know if getting onto the 4 pillars that are around the main pillar here is actually worth it or not. I always find it's not. But that's just me. I think the 4 pillars are mostly for the second phase.
Are we gonna see the pole hunting in this video, or are we gonna wait for the next?
I think we're gonna wait for the next, because it's getting to the end of it. It's also good that they give me plenty of time to line up my shot and vision. I like how they have a phrase for it too, the double dynamite attack.
No, I think it's double dynamic attack.
No, it's dynamite.
Form of snoo snoo.
There's also, and everybody also knows that it's called the mustard ball in Pokemon. Was there any, is there anything like that in, Portuguese or Spanish that's like, you can very easily confuse one word for another word.
You can very easily what?
Confuse one word for another word like that. Like,
I mean, yeah, which language doesn't have it?
Okay, fair enough. But I was just curious if there was something funny like that, like with, instead of Master Ball, it's Mustard Ball. Or, instead of, dynamic attack, it's dynamite attack.
It probably is, I'm just not... It doesn't come to mind at the moment.
Come on, Master Wordsmith, you doesn't know.
There is a...
With your 26 languages.
I do like the effect of the shield.
Yeah, it's very nice. Sadly, this is really the only point that you use it, aside from a few, like, light switch puzzles, but, also, fucking bitch. I should have swapped over to the ice, but no. I decided to gamble and keep it to fire.
Nah. Now let's just stab an 8 feet tall woman.
So now that...
She's really big in comparison to Link. What the hell?
Yeah. So it begs the question, who fucked her?
I think it is implied that the Gerudo, like when there is no king around, they just go to look for men of other tribes.
Well, I will say that one of the Gossip Stones does mention that Gerudo women do go to Hyrule Market to look for boyfriends.
How heartless we are. I'll come back to haunt you in Majora's Mask.
Where I'm actually a good guy. But the Gerudos are still evil.
No, it's all because of that racial profile in Hyrule.
You mean Termina? But no, I've heard people explain that, or, well, quote, explain, unquote, that the Legend of Zelda series is racist because obviously the Naboo are evil because they're based on Middle Easterners.
Look what a little kid has become in the past 7 years. Woman, control yourself.
No, she's gonna just flat out admit it by the end of this. Yeah, they just shoved you in a suit of armor for 7 years. That sounds like really boring.
And I'm glad my coffee is still warm.
Why, is it because it's been real boring for you?
No, it's because my coffee has been like 7 hours old.
Oh. Damn, that is some wicked hot coffee that you had. If 7 hours and it's still,
If only I knew you would become such a handsome man.
And wait for it, it gets worse.
I should have kept the promise made back then. Police! She really is an American high school teacher!
Yeah. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.